What is up, guys? Rick Hackus here, and today we're talking about The Division and whether or not the PC version of The Division has been made worse on purpose. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because there was a recent Q&A with some developers of The Division, and they were asking about the engine and talking about how the new engine for The Division has a ton of potential. Now, when talking about this, they asked the developers if the engine had kind of been held back a little bit because The Division is coming out on a variety of different platforms. Now, responding to this question, one of the developers said, and I quote, "It is definitely a factor. But one good thing about The Division is that we've always considered PC as a separate platform. I've worked on projects before where the PC version is a port from a console, so it carries those limitations over. But we've always been in the mind that we'll have a dedicated PC build, so it really hasn't been held back too much." End quote. So, what is the problem with that? I mean, in fact, it starts off pretty good. The developer is saying, look, we've designed this ground up to be a PC build. Like he said, we're not just porting this over from a console version. So the PC build will be, again, dedicated for PCs, run better, look better on the PC. So what's the issue here? Well, unfortunately, it's the very last part of the quote. So it really hasn't been held back too much. And that too much is a definite problem. What he's saying is, and admitting without a doubt, that it has been held back somewhat. He's saying, look, it's still better, but we've still had to kind of reel it back in compared to the PC builds. Now, I could just analyze this quote by itself, however, this isn't where the main controversy is coming from. It's the fact that he kept talking and said the second part of the quote, which is this: "We do have to kind of keep it in check with consoles because it would kind of be unfair just to push it so far away from them." So again, this second part of the quote even more so admitting that yes, we have kept back the PC version. We have not really utilized our full efforts or full capabilities to make the best product available. We have, in essence, held it back on the PC. So, first things first, does this even matter? Well, interestingly enough, I've recently, thrown my hat into the PC Master Race. I've been a console gamer for pretty much my whole life, but I pretty recently finally purchased a really good PC. So again, now I'm kind of affected by this. I was possibly considering buying The Division on the PC. Once you get a good PC, you don't have to buy things right away. There might be some incredible sale down the line, and I might get The Division at that point. And again, this will then affect me, that the PC version isn't as good as it could or should be. However, even though now I am technically affected by this, even if I wasn't, even if I hadn't purchased my PC, I would still be fighting for the people who are members of the PC Master Race. Even though the PC Master Race looks down on us console peasants, we are all united as gamers. And I wouldn't want to ever wish someone a worse version of the game they're playing. Like, if you're a PC player and you've spent upwards of $1,000 or whatever it is on a gaming PC, you just want to get an awesome gaming experience. As a gamer, I can totally respect that. And I think it's kind of unfair to them that their version is being dumbed down because apparently some guy with a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One is going to be super upset that the PC version is amazing. And let's just talk about this for a sec, because I think this is, Ubisoft, or there might be, higher powers at hand. We've got to remember that this may not be Ubisoft's fault. I know a lot of people are going to maybe just try to blame Ubisoft and the developers of The Division off right away, but they may be kind of being told by Sony, by Microsoft, hey, you better chill with the whole PC version. And again, I think that's a really unfair kind of opinion of console gamers, because console gamers, we're not, these really jealous types that are super mad if the PC version is better. I don't think that's fair to console gamers at all, because console gamers are totally okay with the PC version being better. Look at Skyrim. When Skyrim came out way back when, it came out for the PC and the console versions. The console versions looked way worse. But did we care? No! We still bought and loved Skyrim, and never berated the developers for making the PC version better. In fact, console players all kind of know that PC versions of games generally are better in terms of performance and graphics. So what's this whole issue that console gamers are gonna, go into a jealous rage if we see that the graphics and the performance is better on the PC? I mean, we kind of expect that anyways. So why is this an issue? Well, again, it's just the principle of the thing. I don't think it's right for PC players to have their version purposely dumbed down because of the console's existence. And, I wouldn't think it would be right if the PS4 version was dumbed down a little bit because maybe it runs better on the PS4 and they could get some more frames per second or a little bit more performance, but they dumbed it down to make Xbox players not feel as well. Or if it was optimized on the Xbox One and it was dumbed down on the Xbox One to make the PS4 players feel better. None of that should be happening on any of the consoles. The game should be made to run the best as it can so you get the best experience out of it on each individual platform. On no level should it be held back. And unfortunately, Ubisoft has a really bad track record for this kind of thing. There's been several games it's come out with, multi-platform games, that I remember even some of the games running on like 30 FPS on the PC because they didn't want to really embarrass the console versions. That's just stupid. Again, console players are more mature and more reasonable than apparently game companies take us for. We understand that the PC version is gonna run better. And heck, a lot of us console players may one day, buy a PC, move into the PC master race, and we're not gonna want our games dumbed down when we do that. So, with all that being said, should we grab our fire and pitchforks? Well, I'd say no. I mean, coming from someone who's seen gameplay on the PC and on console versions, it's pretty clear that the PC is getting the best deal when it comes to graphics. It just looks better on the PC. And as the developer said, it is, was developed from the ground up to be the PC version. Again, it looks a lot better, and Ubisoft actually commented the day after this kind of whole kerfuffle happened and said, hey, it's built on the PC, kind of, we don't know what you're talking about. It's just kind of classic damage control stuff. I'm not even really going to go over it. It's kind of just the obvious response. But the point I'm making is that it does look better. So, although it is kind of upsetting, it's not like it's been dumbed down to an absurd level. And we gamers are pretty big on the whole, graphics don't matter, it's more about the gameplay whole argument, so it's kind of a delicious piece of irony when stuff like this happens, then people are pretty mad about the graphics. So in summary, has The Division been made worse for the PC? It looks like, unfortunately, it has somewhat. And again, that's to prevent apparently the console players from just becoming insanely jealous, which is of course a ridiculous reason, and this should have never happened. With that being said, it isn't dumbed down that much, and it still looks like a beautiful game no matter which platform you're getting it on. So even though I don't think it's worth getting completely outraged over this incident, I will say to the developers, stop doing this. To Microsoft, to Sony, to Ubisoft, whoever's making these decisions, it doesn't make any sense. Although we may have our differences on different platforms of our choice, we're all still united as gamers, and I would venture that the majority of us just want everyone to get what they deserve. They want the version that's best for each platform, and wouldn't want anyone's version dumbed down, especially since we might move around platforms later on. Just because you have an Xbox One or a PS4 or a PC doesn't mean that platform can't change in the future. Now that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please remember to rate and share this video. Now if you want to see more Division content, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to keep in touch with me, the best way by far is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description of this video down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can follow as well. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.